back to following the sun here on Morning Live, and preserving diverse cultures is the order of the day in Groot Marico in the Northwest Province. And this is with residents sharing their knowledge through various activities held in the area. It is, of course, also famous as the capture site of former President Jacob Zuma in 1963 while traveling with other members of Umkhonto Sizwe. Let's take you now to our reporter who's there, Zebilone Maine, just to get a little bit more of what this town has to offer. Zebilone, fascinating listening to Renier Swart there earlier on. So what more can we look forward to?
Indeed, it was fascinating to hear what Renier had to say, and of which some of the information me myself didn't know about it regarding this area. But currently we are here in Groot Marico Information Center, where one can come and get more information about the area. But here as you can see, rather, there are a lot of products in front of us that are done by community members here. One of them that I can show you is this little one that is being done by community members. So some of the community members, they are engaging in doing this kind of stuff, and then after that they will come and put it here. The tourists who come visit this information center, they will look around and check if really indeed this is what one liked, then they will able to buy it, and whoever done this at the end of the month will get the money for it. But get more with regards to that, we are going to talk to Santa van Bart, who is the manager here in the information center, who's going to tell us more about what is it one can expect when visiting Groot Marico. Santa, thanks very much for making time for us. Just what is it that can one expect in Groot Marico when he or she visits the area?
Now, the very first thing that you will expect you visit the at the information center is you will be welcomed with a little glass of Mampoer, because Mampoer is part of our culture, it's part of our tradition. And so when you come in, we first have to test you to see if you are strong enough to take the spirit of the Marico. It is a traditional drink. Our people were very crafty 100 years ago. The Botswana people were making their homemade beer, and the Afrikaner people were making their Mampoer with any fruit you can ferment. If you can have an orange or you can have a peach, you can have your Mampoer. But in the Marico, it's not only Mampoer that's important. I think the spirit of the place, the quietness of the place, and the absolutely unspoiled nature is what makes people coming to the Marico. And to be honest, what makes us to want to stay in the Marico.
Okay, so if I visit Mampoer, rather, if I visit the area, what sites can you take me?
Well, a very important thing is the eye of the Marico River. This is where the Marico River originates, and then it goes through the mountains all the way to the Limpopo province, and that is the lifeline of the Marico, is the river. And the wonderful thing is our river is still a AB virgin river, which means not contaminated by any pollution or anything. We drink the water here in the Marico just from the river. The river is one of our biggest assets, and that we are really trying to preserve. But also culture, like we visited the Herman Charles Bosman Living Museum. There's also the Zuma Museum, and where people can see how our ancestors lived 100 years ago. We take them to that. But I think the main attraction of the Marico is that people come here for peace and quiet. They go to a guest farm, which is at the river, where they can just experience the spirit, as I say, of the Marico. That is why people are coming to the Marico. Other sites is the Anglo-Boer War sites. We have the siege of Eland's River on your way to Groot Marico. There's also the Battle of Klein, which took place in the 1900s, were big battles between the English people and the Boere here in Groot Marico.
Thank you very much. That is Santa van Bart, the information manager here in Groot Marico, explaining what to expect here in Groot Marico. One of them is the Marico River, where one can visit, of which I managed to see. It's very, very, very nice and very clean, of which this river is taking the water all the way into Rone, as one of our interviewees that we spoke to earlier on, Renier Swart, explained to us.